Makes Twin Peaks look like Mayberry RFD. That was a description of the new ABC miniseries Wild Palms by the Hollywood trade paper Daily Variety. It is the tale of a murky world of cults and high-tech television, and it's so bizarre that Dana Delany found it baffling, and she was there.
Grace! Grace!
James Belushi is pulled into a nightmare he can't seem to wake up from in the new TV miniseries Wild Palms. The miniseries, which airs over 4 nights, also stars Dana Delany as Belushi's wife and Robert Loggia as his boss. Set in the year 2007, Wild Palms is being billed as a virtual reality show. Translation, no one knows exactly what it's about.
It's very hard to describe.
It's like Jimmy Stewart meets Kafka. It's like 30-something in hell. It's like Dynasty on peyote. Did that give you an idea?
Mom?
Bebe Neuwirth is featured as a hologram that comes to life, a run-of-the-mill occurrence in Wild Palms. The futuristic melodrama is based on the comic strip that appears in Details magazine. The miniseries was produced by Oliver Stone, but even he had a hard time explaining what it's all about.
Well, Wild Palms is a haiku. Its thematic essence really comes down to the waving palm trees that you'll see throughout the movie.
All right, we won't even ask about those rhinos that keep popping up. If the plot still eludes you, Dana Delany says the cast is just as weird.
It's a real odd assortment of people. It's just such a strange mix. I mean, to have Angie Dickinson play my mother is such a dream. It's just such a fantasy. My own mother is particularly pleased about that one.
Liar!
Dana and Angie have less than your ideal mother and daughter relationship. Off-screen, Dana says they had a much better time, although she admits she felt lost a lot.
I kept thinking, am I supposed to get this? Am I supposed to understand this?
Too weird.
Producer Oliver Stone plays himself in a cameo appearance in the series. It's set 14 years in the future, and Stone is still wrapped up in conspiracies about the JFK assassination. Wild Palms begins airing Sunday on ABC.
Many of you probably watched part 1 of the ABC miniseries Wild Palms. Its story set in the year 2007. A network TV executive sells his family and soul for political power using a new high-tech process. It's a bizarre tale with some big-name stars, one of whom is Dana Delany. Channel 7's Janet Davies talked with the actress about her role, and she joins us now with details. Janet?
Jim, Sherrill, even though she won a Best Actress Emmy in 1989, Dana Delany has avoided television for a few years now. But when her friend Bruce Wagner, who created tonight's miniseries Wild Palms, said he had the perfect role for her, Delany jumped at the chance to be on the small screen again.
It's a wild role in a wild project, exactly what actress Dana Delany likes.
It was very innovative. I hadn't done anything on television since China Beach, and I kept turning down, you know, movies of the week, things like that, and series, and this seemed to be something different, and I wanted to do something different.
Yes, it's different. And does she understand Wild Palms totally?
No. To be honest, no.
No matter, what is important is the appeal of Dana Delany. After 3 successful seasons as Colleen McMurphy on China Beach, Delany has been concentrating on the big screen, with, for example, a role opposite Steve Martin in the comedy House Sitter.
Face you've never seen until your wedding day at the hospital when the doctor removes the gauze?
And co-starring status with Willem Dafoe in Light Sleeper.
You took off for 3 months without telling me and called once. That's how magical we were.
In Wild Palms, Delany plays the wife of TV executive Jim Belushi and gets a juicy scene with veteran actress Angie Dickinson.
Who is that little boy? The one I've called my own. You're insane.
Which is such a trip to have Angie Dickinson play your mother. I mean, what a thrill. And she's kind of an evil woman, and so we have a fight scene, kind of a really, she's tough. Angie's very tough. I wouldn't want to get Angie mad at me.
Wild Palms takes place in the year 2007, but ask Delany if that's 14 years from now, and you get a very funny, wild answer.
No, it's not, is it?
2007, and it's 1993.
Right. Yeah, I graduated college. I never had to take math. It was the 70s. You could choose what you wanted to study.
By the way, she went to Wesleyan University in Connecticut. Delaney has described Wild Palms as like being in a bizarre nighttime soap opera. Soap operas are familiar to Delaney because she began her career in daytime drama. Plus, here's a bit of trivia. Fans of the old series Moonlighting may remember Delaney as the ex-girlfriend of the Bruce Willis character. Now, tomorrow night at 10, media critic Gary Deeb takes another look at Wild Palms by talking to star Chicago's own James Belushi. That's tomorrow night at 10.
All right. Very good. Thanks a lot. Real interesting.
As the undisputed star of tonight's Wild Palms miniseries, Chicago native Jim Belushi has made the jump from funny guy to leading man. Channel 7's media critic Gary Deeb says this is simply the latest step forward for an outstanding performer who has gained the respect of the West Coast movie kingpins.
Very quietly, over the past 10 years, Chicago's Jim Belushi has become a genuine Hollywood movie star. With 24 films under his belt, he has earned an industry reputation as both a box office draw and a very fine actor.
I've made a lot of money in this business, and so I don't really need to do it for the money. I'd rather do kind of things I enjoy. I'm very fortunate, Gary. I've been very fortunate in my career and in my life.
Well, Mr. Breen, it looks like you just ran a red light and went the wrong way down a one-way street. You broke the law.
The long road up began more than 15 years ago when Belushi joined Chicago's Second City comedy troupe.
Because at Second City, you know, when I was an improvisational actor, you have to make up things on the spot. You have no time to prepare.
I'm just nuts! I will sell you this title for $1,000.
Well, I was fortunate to be on Saturday Night Live, which was a great television adventure. Then I went right into films, and I've been making films nonstop for a while.
His absolute naturalness has made Jim a very employable actor. And most of his movies not only do very well at the box office, they are among the best sellers year after year on home video.
I think we can get them down, do you think?
Now you're talking.
I finally have adjusted to Los Angeles. But the way I've adjusted is by coming to Chicago probably about 5 months of the year. I'm in Chicago all the time. I have a couple businesses here. I've got a few restaurants. But I come mainly for, my son lives here, and I can still walk down the street here, you know.
And Jim Belushi can still reject those annual offers for his own TV comedy series. That's another fringe benefit when you're a genuine movie star. Gary Deeb, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.